The night was quiet. King Vikramaditya walked through a dark forest. Betal, the ghost, was hanging on his shoulders. O king, are you ready for another strange tale? Betal said. King Vikramaditya kept silent and walking steadily. Betal laughed softly and said, "This story is about a clever thief. Long ago, in a city called Chandrapur, there was a notorious thief. His name was Chatur. Chatur was 25 years old. He was very clever, brave, and always smiling. The king of Chandrapur was a rich man. He had gold, jewels, and treasures hidden in the palace. The king was tall, heavy, and always wore golden robes. He had a big crown and a stern face. Chatur heard about the king's treasure and he decided to steal it. Chatur thought, I must be very smart to do this. The thief studied the palace walls and guards. Guards were young, strong, wearing metal armors, and they were always alert and serious. The palace gates were high and golden. Chatur waited until nightfall. He sneaked into the palace quietly. The guards were sleeping near the gate. Chatur tiptoed past them. He reached the treasure room. The room had gold coins, jewels, and silver bowls. Chatur's eyes shone with excitement. He carefully lifted the gold coins. He packed them into a bag. Suddenly, a dog barked loudly. Chatur jumped. The guards woke up and shouted. Chatur ran quickly through the corridors. He was very fast. The guards chased him but could not catch him. Chatur escaped through a secret door. The thief laughed quietly. He returned to his small house in the city. The house was simple with small windows. Chatur hid the treasure in a secret hole. He was clever, daring, and quick. One day, the king announced a reward. He wanted to catch the clever thief. He called his best guards and spies. Chatur heard about the king's plan. He decided to trick them. Chatur disguised himself as a poor man. He wore simple brown rags, messy hair, and carried a stick. He walked near the palace gates carefully. The guards did not recognize him. Chatur watched the guards' movements. He noticed one small window open in the palace. He climbed carefully, avoiding the guards' eyes. The guards shouted when they saw a shadow. Chatur jumped down into a dark alley. He hid in a small corner. The king was angry but could not find him. Chatur hid in a small room inside the palace. Days passed. Chatur became even smarter. He learned guards' schedules. He noticed the king's daughter sometimes walked alone in the garden. The princess was very kind and graceful with long hair and bright eyes. Chatur wanted to test his cleverness. He dressed as a gardener carrying a water pot. He entered the garden quietly. The princess noticed him and smiled. Chatur bowed and said softly, I am here to water the plants. The princess smiled. Chatur watered the plants, watching the palace treasures. Guards noticed a stranger but could not find him. Chatur was very clever and careful. One night, he planned the biggest heist. He entered the treasure room when all guards were sleeping. Gold coins, jewels, silver balls shining in the moonlight. Chatur's eyes sparkled with excitement. He filled his bag slowly and carefully. Suddenly, the king's dog barked. Chatur jumped and hid behind a pillar. The guards ran into the room. Chatur escaped through a secret passage. Guards could not catch him. The king shouted in anger. Chatur returned to his house with bag full of treasures. He laughed quietly. People called him the clever thief. He shared some gold with poor people secretly. Chatur was brave, clever, and kind hearted. One day, the king offered a challenge. Whoever brought the clever thief would get a reward. Chatur heard this and thought carefully. He disguised himself as a teacher. He entered the city and sat near a market. People asked him questions about clever tricks. Chatur answered smartly. The king sent guards everywhere but could not find Chatur. Chatur continued his clever ways to steal treasures of the king. He became a legend in the city. The king realized that the thief was not evil. Chatur was brave, smart, and helped the poor secretly. King decided to forgive him. Chatur promised to steal no more. People cheered for the clever thief. Chatur became a hero among the villagers. Betal finished the story and laughed softly. O King Vikramaditya, now tell me why Chatur was considered as truly clever. King Vikramaditya smiled and said, Chatur was clever because he used his mind, courage, and heart. He was brave, smart, and kind. Knowledge of tricks is not enough. Wisdom and kindness make the person truly clever. Betal laughed softly. That's a great answer, King Vikram. But you have spoken again. So I must leave now. Before King Vikram could hold Betal, he flew away from King Vikram's shoulders. King Vikramaditya moved once again towards the tree. True cleverness is not only about tricks, but using intelligence with courage and kindness. Thank you so much for watching the video. Jai Hind.